It's hot as shit.
Yeah.
David and I are here at Thomas Fowler American Legion Post 169 here in Wichita Falls because
we're about to do a barbecue tomorrow.
The IBCA, which is the professional barbecuing, circuit. They're out here. We're hosting a barbecue or brisket cook-off tomorrow. We're supposed to have some of the...
Well, it's not just brisket. From what you're telling me,
it's
more...
beans, chicken, ribs,
yeah,
brisket. But, I mean, we're supposed to have some close to like 40 different teams showing up for tomorrow. You can tell we've got people coming in already. And,
no, that's a fox.
That's a fox, yeah. Okay. But, we're supposed to have like 40-something teams show up throughout the course of the evening. Teams are going to be getting set up. They're going to be getting checked in. And then they're also going to be cooking throughout the course of the night.
Yeah.
First turn-in is supposed to be somewhere around 11:30 tomorrow morning, something to that effect. First event being beans. We're going to try to get out here. We're going to see if we can...
we're going to do a show tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to do an actual show tomorrow. We're going to try to get some interviews for from some of the different teams that are already here.
And hopefully we can get some tomorrow too.
Yeah. But it's we had this event here 2 years ago, before the Chinese pandemic happened, and I can tell that we're a minute 45 into this, so I'm going to say screwed everything up for everybody. But
I could put everything in the back.
No. That's the beautiful thing of having the GoPro. It's got the timer on there, but we decided that we were going to get back into this event. We've got a pretty decent sized field mowed down and everything. Let's go over here this way.
Let's get away from that.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, fine.
Like for sound quality.
Sound quality. Okay, see, you're the rank amateur. I'm the novice. Why does that look like a circular, like an auger bit? You see that? No, never mind. That's too oblong. See?
That looks like something from a remote. I'm thinking that.
Here's what we're looking at. Right there. At the angle that I was walking up on it looked like one of those hole bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? How did that get up there? It's not like you see combat boots or tennis shoes slung from power lines and shit. No, right, people not ETSing or getting out of the hood or anything.
Over here a little bit.
Yeah, so we're gonna go over here and start talking to some of these teams. They're coming from all over the state, and then some from the region actually. States north of here, west, east. But mostly it's going to be Texas brisket cooks. A lot of people out here, teams with their own signature sauces, things of that nature. Just being able to see the different rigs that people build, it's kind of half the fun.
Yeah, the smokers. I'm surprised we don't see a Traeger here.
No, you won't see anything but stick burners here.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to the pellet burner.
Oh, it's great.
But you won't see them on the professional circuit.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna stop this here for just a minute. We're gonna walk around, see if we can find somebody to talk to. But get ready, because hilarity, humility, and
I want to see if somebody cries.
Yeah, we're gonna see if somebody cries. Hey, bud.
Watch your step out here, that's for sure. What's going on?
Hey, how opposed are you to being on camera?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No.
Introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay.
This is for our podcast.
Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, pointing at me. Lee Weinberg, new to the Legion. I've been a member for about 6 months, and I am now currently your Sergeant at Arms.
Yeah, so, yes, and I'm the Vice Commander for the post now. But, so we're getting people involved out here. And, so he's walking around, he's introducing himself to some of the teams. And you said we were supposed to have close to, we said 40 people, 40 teams, right?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, this parking lot is going to be basically kind of full Because you can look out there, we've got limits parked all the way out there. That's designated for public parking, but we should have teams filling this whole area up throughout the course of the night. But you know, like I said, we're gonna try to see if we can get some teams on camera. And now that I can see that I'm clearly past the 5-minute threshold, we're gonna see exactly just what kind of fuckery unfolds as we stick a camera in people's faces.
I know, right?
Exactly. So until then, wish us luck.
Not a single.
All right, so this is Johnny Skelton. I'm sitting here with Mike Kurtz. He's one of the officers for Thomas Fowler American Legion Post 169, along with myself. Right now we're just going to sit and we're going to talk just a little bit about the event that we're going to be covering tomorrow. The IABC?
I believe so.
Yeah, IABC.
IBCA,
yeah.
ICBA. It's something.
Professional barbecue. It's
with an I.
Yeah. So, right. So
the other 3 letters can go any way you want.
Right. So we're supposed to have like what, 40 teams?
We're hoping for upwards of 40 teams.
Okay.
To be honest, we never really know. These guys we may get 1 or 2 people who sign up within a few weeks of the event. And we may have 20 cooks, we may have 30 cooks, we may have 40 cooks show up the day before.
Yeah. So we're gonna have beans, ribs, chicken, brisket being the crown jewel, obviously.
Right.
But
this is Texas.
It is Texas, yeah. So just in Texas fashion, Summer decided to rear her ugly head the week of the event. Right after we had all this rain, so the ground's still a little bit soft and it is mug.
You know, in the words of Adrian Cronauer, it's hotter than a snake's ass in a wagon.
And if you're done hot, you was born on the damn sun. Yeah. Yeah, right. So
you do a little crotch pot cooking.
That's awesome.
So let's hope they're not doing that here this weekend.
Oh God, yeah, I know. To quote the Gunny, you know, we don't need Susie J. Rottencrotch out here. Yeah, I know. See, that's the irreverence that is this show. But I tried to get. I'm gonna just point to him off camera. I tried to get Dennis over here on the camera earlier, talk to him about it. He's like, you need to get Carol on there, and I was like, yeah, but you're sexy, dude, and I need you on the camera because he knows about everything going on. So he decided not to. I guess he's just weaseling out of it. But besides that,
he's got enough on his plate right now. We might want to cut the guy a little bit of slack.
Right. I mean, besides that,
he's done a fantastic job, to be honest with you.
He has with the building, with the event itself. So I mean, yeah.
One of the things that every nonprofit struggles with, obviously, is finding people to step up and take on a project.
Right.
And you know, him and one of the other guys, Kenny Lyons, have stepped up and they've filled the void for that with the building committee. And I think reluctantly they stepped in and said that they were willing to do the brisket cook, and they've done a fantastic job. They really have. I'm really proud of what they've accomplished, and we're fortunate as a post to have guys like Kenny and Dennis here. The cool part is we don't just have Kenny and Dennis. We have a fantastic crew here, and we have a range of people. Unlike the vast majority of American Legion posts or VFWs, we kind of run the gamut. We got guys here that are 26 years old, still in the Army. One of them is currently lost down there in San Antonio somewhere, going through his landman course.
We're looking at you, LT.
Sorry, LT. Anyhow.
That guy.
But you know, the reality of it is we have so many people in such a wide range of ages, and we all get along.
Yes, we do.
We have our bumps, we have our hiccups, and that's and that's to be expected. But nobody, you know, it's not personal. Mm-hmm. It is what it is, and in the end, we just love on each other. And the goal is to ultimately take care of our community, take care of our veterans, and this weekend enjoy some barbecue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So one of the things that I'm looking forward to is just being able to kind of get a feel for a lot of the different personalities that are going to be coming in here.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I've already talked to one of the teams that came back from 2 years ago. I remembered him from his Limp Brisket T-shirt.
Yes.
I was like, I told him, I called him out as soon as he walked in the door. So I remember you because of that T-shirt. He had the same T-shirt on. I'm like, okay, all right, guy. Yeah, come on over here and let me talk to you for a second. But if anything else, I mean, just from the national exposure that the barbecue circuit gets on TV,
Right.
as it is, you already know that there's going to be a wide selection of personalities out there. But I think, with the exception of maybe one entry last year, every piece of brisket that we got to judge was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know, we had
Absolutely.
we had the top 5 or 6
We had
cooks 2 years ago.
We had 6 of the top 10 cooks in the state of Texas
Yeah.
here in 2 years ago. COVID kind of knocked us off a year.
Yeah.
And we've had to
the
reevaluate.
pandemic affected
The
everybody.
pandemic, yes.
Yes, the pandemic affected everybody. But Mike, thanks a lot for just kind of sitting down for a minute. I know that you're busy, and they're already volunteering you to go grab other things from the house that you've already been back and forth from 3-4 times.
I had to feed my dogs.
Well, that's the important thing.
And the hardest part about this right now, this time of the year is actually just a very busy time for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a yard sale that went amazing.
Oh, God, yeah.
We've got this brisket cook. We have Memorial Day. 3,000 flags on Memorial Day is no small task, plus the ceremony and things of that nature. And we've got a couple other things going on. So many things this time of the year.
Yeah.
It's difficult. And the hardest part for me is that my dogs suffer at home because I'm not at home with them. And
Like the
Man,
last
doesn't
memory
it?
that, I mean, all the, you don't, I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, my dog, Harry, like, I'm constantly going. And he sees me constantly leaving. So what is it he's thinking in the back of his mind? So what does he do? He goes over there and hangs out with my mom's dog. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just their dog now, and I'm like, dude, no.
right. And my son has moved out of the house, and he's got a fence he's trying to fix at the new house. Once he gets that fence fixed, his dog goes with him, and Oz is gone. And I'm,
poor Frank.
Oh no, Frank is going with me everywhere. You'll
Yeah.
see Frank here at the
What?
post,
Right.
But Oz is a frat dog. That dog spent a lot of time going from one fraternity to another before he got adopted. He has some terrible habits, and he's just, I'm just to say, he's kind of a butthole. He really is. I mean,
Most dogs are.
well, he's the one that'll hit the cat box. He'll hit the cat food bowl. He's the one that as soon as you turn around, he jumps back up on the couch, and he knows he's not supposed to be there. No, I don't let my dogs
So you
on
give
the couch.
him,
I am that guy.
you give him the opportunity to climb Mount Everest too, with pee on it to claim it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
In fact, I got mad at him the other day because I had to throw away a stack of mesquite that I had underneath my grill.
Oh yeah.
I won't tell you why, but I can tell you now. If I made burgers for you tomorrow, they would probably taste funny.
The little ammonia-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's just put that out there.
Yeah. Damn dog.
I feel like, Michael, these burgers taste like shit.
No.
A little musty.
But you know what? That's a frat dog for you right there.
Yeah.
That's what he will do. He will find the nicest thing in the yard. If it belongs to you, and he will pee on it.
Yeah.
Because that's what frat dogs do.
That is what frat dogs do. So as of right now, I can see that we're at 8 minutes. So I've run over, but that's what we do. So, but hey, man, appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
And all right, so here with Chuck, the commander for Thomas Fowler, American Legion Post 169. He is I am his partner in crime, so to speak, as I am the vice commander of the post now. But we're talking just kind of about the veteran community and just the community in general, outreach programs and presence that we try to establish with the post. How many terms now? How many years have you been commander?
This will be the fourth one.
It'll be the 4th term. So yeah, we don't have term limits. So I mean, I know that he's got to be tired, but it's I mean, it's a thankless job a lot of times. But it really takes people who are willing to step up, go above and beyond, and really be selfless, I guess, to do this.
I use it mainly as a crutch. Gives me something to do.
Yeah, get you out of the house, that kind of a thing too. So, but it's my understanding that you helped donate a lot of the stuff that's going that went into the silent auction.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, I think the veteran community really gets sort of the stereotypical rep that you see online. You see a lot of these shirt companies popping up. I mean, I know I'm wearing a Black Rifle Coffee t-shirt, but they are a coffee company and they don't specialize in apparel. That's my explanation.
Yes.
That's my reasoning. I'm standing behind that 100%. But you know, you're gonna get this. It's a term that's been thrown around, bro vet. You know, it's like, you know, I'm a veteran. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know, I smell whiskey, bacon, and I call people fucker all the time. You know. Not every veteran's like that. Yeah, to a degree, we've all got some kind of degree of saltiness about us, but you know, it comes with the job that we did through the years of repetition, just the exposure to the different environments and different you know, different things that we've seen, done, you know, kind of that. But I think the one thing that really stands out about the veteran community and about specifically the American Legion is that we really work to stand behind each other.
Yes.
As I know that I started the rucking program, or myself and Mike started the rucking program through the Post, and it's really starting to finally gain some traction. We've got people that are involved where we started a local chapter of they're called the Red River Ruckers or something. I can't remember exactly what we're called now, but we a lot of us are affiliated with the Post, and you know, and it's not so that we can get out there and just beat the crap out of our bodies just for doing, you know, for beating the crap out of our bodies' sake. It's like a lot of the programs that we have through the Post. It's getting our brothers and sisters out of the house, getting them around their peers, and just really kind of being there for each other to let everybody know that we're not by ourselves and we don't have to go through this alone, and that there's going to be somebody that'll answer that phone at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's not just the veterans too. I mean, we do a lot for the active duty and National Guard, especially with the Shepherd Air Force Base, the airmen that are in training out there, the National Guard unit that we've got here. We saw them off. We even helped pay for some of them to come home.
Yes.
For Thanksgiving 2 years ago, or was it last year? I think it was last year.
Last year.
It was last year. They got to come home for Thanksgiving during their train-up cycle prior to their Afghanistan deployment. We were there to help receive the advance party coming back from deployment.
And we take care of the children.
Yeah, we help take care of their kids through Christmas. The gift cards,
Yep.
school supplies, toy drives, and you know, so you know, one of the things that I was one of those vets that really kind of bought into the stereotype about these veteran organizations, like the VFW, the DAV, the American Legion, that it was just a bunch of old guys sitting around a bar, swapping stories, and just bitching about the youth of America. My dad actually paid for my membership for the first year, and then he drugged me out to a meeting one year, and I met Mike, and just really realized that it wasn't a bunch of old guys, that it was younger vets, my age group and younger, and really started getting involved with it, and now I've gone from being one of those leave me alone, you know, to now I want to get involved with people, it's afforded me the opportunity to really expand my comfort zone as far as like being in front of a camera and things of that nature. Obviously we're doing this, but you know, it's really a worthwhile cause, at least for me it is. And to a degree it is selfless, but a lot of times it's for my own mental health as well as yours and anybody else that signs up. So but yeah, we've got this really great barbecue cook-off competition. Obviously we had to take last year off because of the pandemic, and I say that very literally, the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think this year it's gonna be a bigger success than it was our first year, obviously, because we were working the kinks out of it. We're still working the kinks out of it to a degree.
It's going to be,
But it
probably 5 years. And
Yeah.
then,
but I think really this year has the potential of being wildly, successful, and it's going to do a lot for the local economy. It's going to do a lot for our posts as far as the visibility of our post. We maybe even get our what would we call them? Our brother posts down the street.
yeah.
Get them involved and get them out of the bar. So I mean,
We've got 2 already.
yeah, we've got 2 already. I mean, we're literally, there's a wild bird rescue that separates our 2 posts. And I guess we're the more active of the 2. We're not calling anybody out, but it's going to be part of that outreach program, and we need to reach out to them as well.
Yes.
And I'm sure that we've got some things that are down, in the pipe that down the road we're going to have to say, hey, we need you guys to help us out with this, and we do it as like a joint venture. But Chuck, thanks for just kind of taking a couple minutes. I know that you're busy.
Don't forget September the 4th. We're having Feed the Vets.
Yeah, September the 4th, we're doing an event where we're feeding the vets, not just veterans, but active duty guys as well. I mean, we're bringing people out. As long as you're a vet, more than 180 days of active duty service outside of a training environment. I think is the actual technical definition of it.
Including their spouse.
Including their spouses, yeah. So, and if they got kids, bring their kids too. But we're giving back. I mean, we have to have each other's 6s 100% of the time, 24 hours a day. It was that way when we were in uniform. It has to be that way when we're out of uniform, because Ronald Reagan pegged it the best whenever he said that the scariest words in the English language were, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." So I mean, if we take matters into our own hands and we extend back to the community that we were a part of. I've said it before at some of our events, like our Ruck events. The veterans are a national resource because we have a unique perspective of history.
That's it.
And if we don't protect that, if we don't allow it to be preserved properly, it'll be lost. Because if certain proponents within the government have their way, history will be completely sterilized, and we will lose our identity. So, but hey, man, thanks a lot for taking a couple minutes, and we'll see you guys later. All right.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I want to tell our people name.
My name is Walker Keeney.
All right, Walker.
I am a IBCA head judge. I live in Weatherford, Texas.
Good old Weatherford. There's a lot of great people from Weatherford. But what was it? The guy that played Higgins in the original Magnum PI, he was from Weatherford too.
I'm not sure who that was. I'm not a real big movie buff.
And if my mom sees this, she's gonna like beat me with a spoon because
Larry Hagman. His mom was from Weatherford, Texas.
Okay, I know he. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. That's the thing about our podcast, is that we are notorious for getting off topic, and sometimes our episodes go off the rails really early. But so we've got a brisket cook-off here at the Thomas Fowler American Legion Post 169 here in Wichita Falls. So we're expecting up to close to 40 teams.
Well, sir, the weather turned a little bit hot on us. We're hoping we get around 20 to 25.
Okay, yeah.
The Mother Nature's not kind to us sometimes, so we have to deal with all the.
But on the bright side, at least it's not raining.
Absolutely.
Because I mean,
raining.
Then that parking lot would be unusable that we're using out there. But everybody that gets to watch these barbecue competitions on TV understands that there is a wide variety of personalities between the teams and between the cooks themselves. So I mean, how often are you exposed to that?
My wife and I have been doing barbecue since 1997.
Okay.
We have been with other organizations, but we have been mainly with IBCA for the last 20 years.
Okay.
I have been a head judge almost 15. My wife has more experience. Her name is Judy,
Okay.
and she is our regional director for Region 1 for IBCA. Right now, she's out visiting with all the cooks.
So she's rubbing elbows right now. Okay.
And she's rubbing elbows. Let me tell you something about these barbecue cooks.
All right, let's go for it.
You never know what kind of background they come from.
Right.
When I started cooking, a chicken cost $1.
Yeah.
A slab of ribs was $3 or $4, and you could buy a real good Walmart brisket for $10. Nowadays, when I go to a competition myself, I'm minimum of $500 pulling out the gate.
Yeah.
It is not a cheap event anymore. It's a hobby that's turned very expensive.
Yeah, kind of like golf or shooting. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I've just got your run of the mill stick burner, smoker at the house. My dad, he recently was given one of those pellet smokers. I want to try one, but I've gotten to where I've gotten deep. Okay. How's it going today?
It's going just fine. How about yourself?
Doing all right. So if you'll introduce yourself to everybody.
My name's Robert Maxwell. I am currently a second grade teacher at Lamar Elementary here in Wichita Falls, and a current post member of American Legion Post 169.
Okay, so
Ex-Air Force.
Yeah, prior Air Force. So you get involved with a lot of things that I'm able to see as far as like things that we do in the community, specifically with kids. You spearhead a lot of that, and I'll tell you, it takes a special degree of person to be able to do that. And honestly, man, I sit back and I kind of watch it all, and I'm like, I don't have the time. Well, I haven't had the time here lately to get as involved with those events as I'd like to, but I sit back and I look at it and I'm like, dude, you have got it. Well, I say you've got it together. You've got that knack for it, specifically as it relates to the kids, and it's really one of those. The only way to explain it is it's a passion.
Yeah, it has to be. I work with a great group of people who, I piggybacked off of that, but also this is all still comes back to even when I was in tech school here back in 1987. When we rode dinosaurs, both hills up way in the snow.
Yeah, in the middle of July. Yeah.
The volunteer outreach program for the training squadron was still the big brothers and sisters or the boys and girls clubs and things like that, just doing the side because it got you out base. Overseas, it translated to Special Olympics in foreign countries. So you'd work not just with, due to dodge restrictions and the way the military organizations run, sometimes special needs children's, you may not find them where you're at, so we're out in the local community. So all this has just been built up from years and years. But a lot of it, believe it or not, as far as what you see in the managing, you actually do have that ability. I just use a lot of what was instructed during NCO leadership school. Basically, my kids know this. What I say is going to be applied to everybody. All they want is a fair, clean slate, and once they know you're being honest with them, then they'll be honest with you afterwards. They'll be real honest. At 8 or 9 years old, they'll be real honest.
Yeah,
but as
my
long
kids,
as you're able to accept the fact that they're individuals, they can self-control and reel it in, and then you get to see some of the things we, like with the post health with our Boys with Purpose at Lamar.
Yeah.
It's basically a program stolen out of South Carolina. They called it Boys with a Purpose. I saw on Oprah. Just channel surfing when I was home and got stuck, watched it, and went, that's a good idea. It was just teaching young males what manners and tying ties and things like that.
Yeah.
And my third grade girls, young ladies, got really upset with me. Where's their thing for the girls? So immediately next year they had Ladies with Leadership with 6 sponsors from the school. Like I said, there's a tremendous team we have backing this. And they have 3 or 4 times the amount of members that we have. The parents call us, put their kids in it, the boys. It's a volunteer program they have to ask for. And now you'll see it at different campuses now in the city. It's been in Vernon. They've done the Thai Club in Brookburnett. So it's something that is branching out. But, you know, the Post here, the reason why I hooked on and latched in so tight is because the Post does things like what's going on right now.
Yeah.
We're raising money, but we're raising money to help our fellow veterans who are not as fortunate as I am. I'm not in the best of situations. I don't know anybody's in the best of situations, but I'm better than most.
Yeah.
You know, and
I'd say Jeff Bezos, but he's getting divorced too.
there you go.
You know?
It's all about still wanting to serve. My hardest day was when they said, that's it, you can't be in anymore. I told them I'd have taken reduction in rank. Just let me be. It's all I knew. I grew up in it. It's all I knew, all I ever wanted to do. I didn't think there was anything out there left for me.
Yeah.
Silliness, I know, but if you weren't in, you don't know the brotherhood and sisterhood that's involved.
Right.
But
yeah.
it's back here.
Yeah.
So if you're not a Legion member,
Yeah, exactly.
come on.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're looking for that, hey, I miss hanging out with the people and doing something worthwhile, because
It's about that camaraderie.
and it's more than a bar. We're not even a bar.
We're not even a bar.
I tried the VFW thing and that didn't work out so well for me.
Right, and I discussed that with Chuck. I was like, you know, when I came home, my view was that stereotypical. There's just a bunch of old guys sitting around swapping war stories, or just sitting at the bar bitching about the youth of America.
Yep.
And like my dad paid for my membership here for the first year, and then he drugged me to a meeting. And I say literally drugged me to a meeting. He's like, get off your ass, go get in the car, let's go. And I'm like,
find your purpose.
yeah, so, and then I came in here and I met Mike, and, you know, just kind of latched on to being friends with him. And, you know, he really, I honestly think that if it wasn't for Mike being as persistent as he was, I think that I honestly would have just kind of shuffled on out the door and said, you know, whatever. But he got me involved, and then he and I started the rucking program. And, you know, you've been on like 1 or 2 of those walks
I
with
went
us.
on one.
Yeah.
I will do others. There's other things going on with me that you know about.
Yeah.
I need to. But I'll be back out.
And
there.
it's not that we're all sitting out here trying to be hard chargers or anything like that. It's just the fact that
we're all together as a group doing something.
I mean, here lately, I got duped by people within the VA to go get that vaccine, and I'm paying for it now. I'm having like breathing problems and stuff. Yeah, the Johnson & Johnson shot. So, you know, I was dumb. You know, I could have just said no, but
could have just got COVID like I did. That's, you know, natural immunity.
Yeah, you know, the whole herd immunity thing. But you know, you know, I've had to not go to certain events. Like there's a ruck event that I'm not at right now, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just that part of it is that I can't. And
you got to know your limitations.
Yeah,
and you got to keep yourself safe.
And we all have that understanding that we all are going to have our physical limitations and things like that. And that's with any program that we have here with the Post. Whether it's going to go do stuff with the kids, our oratorical program that we have, the rucking program, and I, you know, like I would have never in a million years, if somebody would have told me that last year I would have served as second vice commander and this year as the vice commander for the Post, I'd have looked at you and been like, you are outside of your damn mind. You know, I just want to sit on my ass. I want to drink my beer. I want to play games. I want to, you know, watch baseball all day. I just leave me alone and let me do that. Let me be a dad.
True, you say that, but the reason why you're doing it because others see different things in you to where it's like, yeah, you say that, but we also know you want to be involved.
Yeah, and it's like, what is it, that old saying that's like, you can take a guy out of the military, but you can't take the military out of the guy.
Yep.
It's like, it's plus it's that whole family business thing for me. Great granddad, my dad, a great uncle, cousins. My son was in the Army.
Like I said, if it wasn't for Brad's, it wouldn't be an active duty service. It would be conscripts, because that's who's in.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. But man, thanks a lot for taking the time to sit down and talk about it.
If I could leave one thing, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you are a veteran and you're not sure about the VFW or the DAVs, the American Legion, give them more than one try, because we know what you're missing out on. Because I was there too. When I was found by Mike like him, just planting the flags out. If you're just needing that connection, then you need to find one of the posts and go ahead and get back involved, because that's what we're trained to do anyway. We're the post here, just like they say at the Legion, we're still serving. So
yeah,
I encourage you to, keep watching this podcast, keep drinking Black Rifle coffee, and keep moving on.
All right, thanks a lot, man. All right, so we're going to have one of the first of hopefully one of the many interviews with the competitors here. So go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is James Dotson.
I'm Erica Dotson.
And we're Team Limp Brisket out of Saginaw, Texas.
And first of all, I had to get them on first just because of this shirt. If you have spares, I have to have one.
I'm sure we have one. Absolutely. We'll get you one.
That is amazing. That's awesome. So we're here. This is actually the second time y'all have been out here.
Yeah, we came out 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. That was our first event. We didn't have one last year because of I'm calling it the pandemic, so whatever.
Absolutely.
Our podcast, the Angry Meat Production, we are very irreverent. And if you watch any of our shows, we get wildly off track very early on in our episodes. But we're trying to branch out and do some more of the events around town, stuff like that. And this is really kind of our first foray out there. We're trying to do that. So, but give us kind of an idea as to, your personalities. I mean, because if you watch the barbecue channels and the competitions on TV, those cooks get out there a little bit. They're not wired right, and just where y'all are from and just kind of what you're planning to get out of this, what you're hoping to get out of it, and then you're going to be on the barbecue channel.
Yeah, actually it's called the Barbecue Champs Academy.
Okay.
And it's a channel made by Mike Still. So if anybody out there wants to learn how to barbecue and get into competition, there's two ways you can do it.
Okay.
There's one like what we did,
Right.
where we've spent years of blood, sweat, and tears.
And trial and error.
And there's another way where you can go spend $1,500 and get an all-encompassing class. And we know people that have taken it. It's an amazing class. And my wife and I both cook.
Yeah.
And I got tired of her beating me. So I asked her, I said, babe, can you please just cook on my team? And she said graciously yes. And but she's a hell of a cook too, and they know that. And she's won some big contests. She won her first GC last year in Alvord. 40 of the best Region 1 cooks out there, and she just killed them. And so she's going to be on the Barbecue Champs Academy, and she's going to talk about kind of her history of barbecue. We actually, this is our second marriage. We got married in a barbecue restaurant, and we cooked a brisket instead of a cake. Barbecue's in our blood. We love cooking, and we do a lot of fun stuff.
Now the gears are turning, and I don't know what, for whatever reason, I don't like cake. It's a texture
either.
thing
Yeah,
for me.
we're not cake people either.
I'm
But I
more
like
of
a
a pie guy.
cupcake. I like cupcakes.
See, not even then. But it's like, if I had my choice, I would eat pie.
That's me.
I'm a pie person.
See, all right, see, props. All right, there we go.
So for my birthday, I always want a taco pie.
Right, there you go. But now, I'm thinking the next time I decide to get married, I'm going to have a groom's brisket.
Hey, absolutely. That's what we did. We were like, let's have our wedding around what we love to do, and
mercy,
we have a barbecue restaurant we like to go to, and lots of friends that are there, and
it was amazing.
Yeah, it was so fun.
It's called
nice and low key.
Texas Spit Barbecue out of Saginaw, Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great barbecue.
All right, okay.
Leon Adams, he's the owner. He's a great guy. He's a friend of ours. He cheers us on. Yeah, awesome.
Okay, well, I really appreciate the time you've given us, like even just 5 minutes of your time. Look at that, 3.5, 4 minutes coming up on. I feel like, God, there's just so many questions I want to ask, but
so why don't you ask like how much it costs to do competitive barbecue?
oh my God, yes, that is a great question.
That's a great question, right?
Yeah. So yeah, why don't you guys interview each other? That would be great.
Yeah. So how much do we spend on our briskets for competition?
About 200.
For each competition. So we
Each competition. About how many competitions do you guys do a year?
So about this year we'll end up doing 20 competitions, and that's only because of COVID.
Yeah.
Competitions really didn't kick back off until November. So since November, and our season, IBCA, the season ends in June.
Yeah.
So right now we're currently ranked 4th in all of IBCA.
Wow. Okay.
And so we got to cook every week until the end of June. So we'll
just to keep acquiring those points, right?
Yeah. So we'll be in Wichita this weekend.
Yeah.
Houston next weekend, and Lake Murrayville the last weekend of the month.
Okay.
And it's absolutely competitive. Of course, everybody's competitive meetings, but what we really like about it is the camaraderie and the friends and family that we've made along the way. And I mean, it's fun all the way through. Competitive
absolutely.
Meeting awesome people. It's just been.
It's family, man. It's like camping out every weekend with some of your best friends, and you drink beer.
And just a shit ton of meat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and well, here's the thing: none of us eat barbecue.
Really?
Like when we cook it.
So much.
One year we cooked 27 times out of 52 weeks.
Yeah, I could see where you get a little tired of it. Yeah.
Smoked pizza is the bomb. Go to Walmart, buy a cheap $2 pizza, throw it in your smoker, and you'll
see. Because I built a cold smoker at the house, so I do cheese and fish.
Okay, that's good. Salmon.
Yeah, salmon. Actually, you know what? Just for y'all, I will find. I think I've got. I've still got a few blocks that I age it before I vacuum seal it. Some extra sharp white cheddar. I'll bring you guys a block tomorrow.
Oh, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. We'll give you our leftover ribs.
Hey, I'm down for. Look at that.
Win-win.
Making friends.
So
that's what it's about.
It's expensive, but here's my thing: it's expensive as you want to make it. You can go buy a choice brisket.
Yeah.
So your entry fees could be anywhere from $510 to cook. That's what ours are. To $200, depending on what you want to buy, or $250.
Yeah, like depending on the events. Are you guys doing all the events tomorrow?
Yeah, brisket, ribs, chicken,
and beans. Yeah.
She's the bean queen.
Yeah, for the first year that we held this, I was a judge.
So did you judge brisket? Because I got first place brisket.
I did all of it. Yeah.
Okay, so we got first place brisket. So thank you. Appreciate it.
So I did. There was that one entry that first year. It was gray.
Oh yeah, that happened.
The brisket was gray, and I'm like,
a few times.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and I kept thinking. The sous chef from Apocalypse Now, he's like, when I became a cook in the military, until I saw him take all this beautiful prime rib and just boil it, man, it's just all gray. And I was just like, oh, that's what it made me think of, was the scene from that movie.
Right.
It's so much sodium. So that's the whole thing, is you get one bite.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to cook competitive barbecue, there's two different. So you have IBCA, CBA, and Lone Star. It's all kind of the same texture.
See me, I'm a fat cap down guy.
Yeah. No, we are too.
So.
But KCBS, it has to be. You have to pick the piece of brisket up and be able to pull it and snap.
Yeah, it has to have pull. It has to hang.
IBCA is you get a plastic fork and a knife, and you want it tender.
Yeah, and with the ribs, I love my ribs to fall off the bone. I like to be able to pull the ribs clean.
Same IBCA.
But then there's other circuits, I guess, other standards where it's like you have to have the teeth
KCBS.
marks.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
That's KCBS. IBCA. So you should come cook this. And I'll tell anybody, we always talk about, we love IBCA. We think it's the best organization out there.
Right.
If you come to a cook-off and you're a new IBCA member, you sign up, and we offer this. So we're sponsored by.
Yeah, I'm constantly getting baseball updates. So
that's fine. So we're sponsored by Texas Old Dust, Short Rib Drum Smokers, and Texas Barbecue Chapter. Texas Barbecue Chapter is a local chapter of a bunch of guys that like to backyard cook and drink a lot of beer, and we offer this. So on your podcast, if anybody wants to learn how to do competitive barbecue, if you come to a cook that we're at, and you can look us up at LB _barbecue on Instagram, or Lit Brisket Barbecue on Facebook. If you let us know that you're going to be there, we'll give you a free class.
Heck yeah.
So if you show up at 6,
we want to grow the sport.
Yeah, we want to grow the sport.
Yeah.
We want people to get calls. My first competition, there were 12 cooks. I got 12th, 12th, and 12th. So if somebody wants to show up, we'll give them all of our secrets. We don't hide anything. I mean, it's a lot of it's texture. Texture is the number one thing in barbecue, and taste is secondary.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to sit down with us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you for inviting us.
Like I said, I'll bring the cheese for you guys tomorrow.
That's
Have the
awesome.
rest
I'll be out here in an official capacity because I'm the vice commander of the post.
That's awesome.
So, but I got to be out here helping running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Making for if you need ice, we can get ice. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the other. But I'm also going to have my butt set right there on that table. And I don't know how. With the amount of teams that we're supposed to have, I don't know that I'm going to be able to judge everything like I did that first year. I think I may just pick an event. I think I'll stick with brisket.
Yeah. Chicken's
but-
always a question mark. I don't think I've ever judged chicken. Right?
Yeah.
No, we've never took.
We've never judged, but I would never. I don't. Somebody turned into pink chicken.
Dude, there was like 2 entries for chicken. I remember that I looked at it. I was like, I'm just 0.
Oh.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't even. I feel bad. It was almost like I wanted to be like Gordon Ramsay, and just kind of be like, this chicken is so
Monkey,
raw. It's still trying to
monkey,
cross the
or donkey,
road.
right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just donkey.
Yeah, Muppet. He calls people Muppet on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate
Oh, man,
y'all
appreciate
taking
it.
the time, and I will. I'll hit you guys up here probably before I leave to head to the house tonight. So
Yeah, so really, if you want to, there's a guy named Benny Koger out there. He makes the short rib drum smokers.
yeah,
And honestly, right now they have a promotion with Twisted Tea. So if you go to your local Kroger or whatever, they're giving away the short rib drum smokers. It's a contest. So there's like 125 of them across the state of Texas, and I think
short
Arkansas,
rib drum
Louisiana.
smoker.
And
Or
if you want to
drum
come check it out,
smokers, yeah.
they're absolutely amazing. They're efficient. But we appreciate you, man. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
recognizing the shirt.
Oh
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
gonna try to. What size you wear? Extra large.
Extra
or what?
large,
Hey,
yeah.
we'll find one today.
We'll find one in the camper. Man.
All right, I
I
appreciate,
appreciate it.
Y'all have a good one.
day. You
Thank
too.
you so much.
Take it
Nice
easy.
meeting you.
Thanks.
All right, so we have. Go ahead.
Judy
and
Kenny.
Judy Kenny.
I'm regional director and also head judge for Region 1 in North Texas.
Okay.
Wichita falls under my jurisdiction, and we're up here at the American Legion in Wichita Falls to help them raise money for their Legion, for their post.
Yeah, I'm the vice commander of the post here, and we've been talking about this event for months. And we had our first one 2 years ago, and this is now the second one. We had to take off the year because COVID, but I've been telling everybody it's the pandemic,
It was.
Yeah, but no, you're fine. See, that's the beautiful thing about having my own podcast channel is the fact that I don't have to answer to anybody except myself, and I believe I believe what the boss is telling me. So whatever. But so it was a smaller event the first time. Obviously, we've got more teams here this year, and I know that you've been exposed to just a huge diverse amount of personalities, because I know that the cooks all bring their own flair. Just the different types of rigs that we've seen set up. I know there was a first year we had one that looked like a tank. He was from, I think it was from South Texas, because he was talking about how he had his own barbecue sauce set up with HEB. And you can tell who's been who's from Texas, who knows about things Texan. I had a friend of mine actually pronounce it Heb once, and I was like, no, it's HEB. And they're like, what? I said, there's periods in there. It's an abbreviation. And they're like, that don't make no sense. I said, well, then you just need to go on. But
1:30. Any questions?
I know that you every time you guys make a stop, there's just funds that get brought into, and during the cook meeting where you were just talking, we didn't even need that on camera, but you were talking about how you helped the volunteer fire department raise $25,000. I think that's just completely amazing. I love that. But just kind of go into, if you will, some of the fundraising events that you all do.
We are 5031,
Okay.
and we're nonprofit. So everything that we do for y'all, or any place that we go, we are there to help them raise funds for their event or their cause. Be it a volunteer fire department, a VFW, a Lions Club, or whatever. American Legion. Whatever the fun is we come in and We sanction you.
Okay.
We assign you a head judge. We send you the information you need to run a successful event. We assign you a head judge. They will be in contact with the association too. So you not only have my 20 years of experience, you will also have a head judge that has a minimum of 10 years experience. And that's what we bring to the table to make you guys have anybody have a successful event. And, you know, like we were sitting last weekend at Covington and they did a cobbler turn in, and I looked at one of the firemen and I said, why don't you guys auction these off? And he says, we never thought about it. So just auctioning it off 7 cobblers that already had 6 bites out of it, they raised over $600 extra.
Right, and these are sanitary bites.
Yeah.
Clean
Everybody
spoons
clean spoon and everything like that. But it was just the fact that they never really thought about it. And one thing that we tell people now is we turn into chicken heads. Well, one chicken head's not going to be ate off of, so get you some baggies and bag them up and then put them in the ice box where they're cool, and then sell them to the public, because every time we do a cook-off, everybody goes, we want to buy barbecue, and we're like, we can't sell it, but the organization can sell it, and they made over $1,200 just selling what was left out of the trays.
Yeah.
And I mean, it sounds silly, but it's little stuff like that add up to their profits.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah.
And
especially with the economy being the way that it is nowadays. I mean, absolutely. So yeah, but when we knew for sure that we were going to get this event again this year, I had this day marked. You know, I've been looking forward to it. I'm judging in 2 events tomorrow.
Good.
I'm judging
Good.
the brisket and the ribs, because the first year it was small enough the first year where I could judge all the events. I went into a food coma 5 minutes after I got in the house. I'm sitting in here, and 2 years ago we didn't have AC in here like we did.
Thank you for the
We've got the AC in here now, but I mean, I'm over here. It's humid inside here. It's stuffy. We had both doors open to get that breeze, and I'm over here with the meat sweats, and I'm just like, oh, why, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, and we don't care if you judge more than one. We ask sometimes that you do, if you do beans, do ribs. If you do chicken, do brisket. But we understand sometimes that you want to do back-to-back. And we don't have a problem with that, because basically all you're going to take is maybe 15 bites. And we say small bites for the very reason that you don't get the meat sweats.
Yeah. And for me, it was just the fact that it was every team, and it's just that one bite. And then you eat that pickle just to cleanse the palate, and then you move on to the next one. But, you know, I had so much fun that first year that, you know, this year, as soon as I knew it was coming back around, I was like, man, you know, it's a fun event. We're going to have a ton of vendors out here tomorrow. And we're going to have news crews out here. So I mean, we're going to have a lot of like high visibility. Hopefully, going to get a lot of, you know, foot traffic from the public. The silent auction that we've got going on here.
Oh, this is, I mean, I do 30 cook-offs a year, and I've never, ever seen a silent auction like y'all always have. Even the first year was outstanding.
Yeah.
And believe me, folks, if you need a slow cooker, you need a amplifier, you need a tea maker or whatever, luggage, come out and bid on this stuff.
I'm going to go put it, I'm going to bid on that. Well, I don't know. The bidding may be kind of high on that luggage. It's just that camouflage, real tree stuff. And I'm just like, ooh, it's shiny, but it's camouflage. And just like Jeff Foxworthy said, it's like you only hear about the redneck seeing, you know, UFOs. It's because they're attracted to things that are shiny. You know, beer cans, bass boats, and fishing lures, you know.
But, you know, we're fixing to go on vacation. The first time me and my husband had a vacation since '06, because we do cook-offs all year long. And so we're actually taking a vacation, and I may have to outbid you on the luggage. The hard luggage, not the soft luggage.
I will bow out. I will bow out. You know, I'll tap out of the luggage.
No, I'm just kidding.
But no, it's totally fine. I mean, as it is right now, I mean, I'm low key. I like to just throw stuff in a rucksack and go.
Well, we do too.
Yeah. So, but
you know, normally we have our motorhome, and we have a luxury this weekend. They've put us up in a very nice hotel, and we thank you very much.
Yeah.
And everybody else is going to be sweating, and we're going to be laying down in cool air.
yeah, well, you guys aren't cooking. You know, you're
No,
just
we're
here to
not
make sure that
cooking.
it goes off without a hitch. But
And it will.
it will,
go
yeah.
off without a
You know,
hitch.
between y'all and the volunteer staff that we've got here with the American Legion, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a great event tomorrow. I'm going to be kind of wearing two different hats tomorrow. I'm going to be shooting footage for the podcast tomorrow, and then I have to be here in an official capacity. Like I said, I just got sworn in as the new vice commander for the next year, and so I have to be here tomorrow in an official capacity to kind of help
we'll
run.
excuse you a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and that's the beautiful thing. It's just like kind of, I'm going to make sure that I've got people in the right places, you know, and it's.
Well, one thing I'm going to say is, if you come out to judge barbecue, we are going to do all of our power to accommodate anybody that comes to judge.
Yeah.
We never want to turn a judge away because you've took time out of your day to come out here. And if we have to put 7, 8 people on the table to judge, so be it. We will accommodate anybody that wants to come out.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing about our organization. If people show up to judge, we will set them down to judge. And the thing about it is, once you've judged competition barbecue, it's hard to eat commercial barbecue after that.
It really is.
It is
It really
so
is.
hard because you're going to taste some stuff that you thought, wow.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know, we talk about commercial barbecue, but like I try to stay away from the chains. We've got a guy here in town. He owns like a small little hole-in-a-wall restaurant downtown called Underground Barbecue. He's got some good stuff. There's a guy I really like to go to. He's only up here twice a week. He comes up from Graham. He runs Daddy Bob's. I don't know if you've heard of him or not, but he does a good stuff. He does good barbecue. But just this cook-off every year, I look forward to it because I know that even just that one bite, it's sometimes it's just like you get those samples that are just so mind-blowing that like with Team Limp Brisket.
James, he's a very good cook.
Very good.
Very
yeah.
good cook.
And I remembered him not only because of his T-shirt, but I mean he had the first place brisket 2 years ago. So it's just like you remember, you're like, oh, that brisket tasted so good. Like you can remember it, and it's just. I think that's. I know that we've got barbecue circuits all across the country, but specifically as it relates to Texas, you have the best brisket cooks in the country.
Well, ribs and chicken too.
Ribs, chicken, yeah. You know, because we ribs, I think, is like this far into the pork that we do. You know, we leave the pork butts and shoulders. We leave those to the Carolinas. Yeah. You know, they're in their mustard sauce, but or their vinegar-based sauce, right? Yeah. But so I've got a friend.
We agree on the
Right.
vinegar
I have a
sauce.
friend from the Army. He's from South Carolina, and he and I have a bet for one of my other shows. It's a sports show. He's a Braves fan. I'm a Red Sox fan, but
What, the Rangers?
I am not a homer by any stretch of the imagination. For my entire life,
That is
I have been a
fascinating.
Red Sox fan, but he's from South Carolina, so he's all about that Carolina barbecue. And you know, so I mean, if he watches, when he watches this episode, he's gonna be like, I'm gonna have to give him hell, and he'll call me about it, or he'll text me.
Let's invite him down next year.
You know, he was stationed at Fort Hood until he got out of the Army, and we are constantly like threatening each other for like a road trip to one person's house or the other, or meeting somewhere in the middle. He and I just want to sit down and go to a ball game, but
Come down to Texas. Let's have barbecue.
Yeah, right.
We'll convince him that Carolina stuff is not that good.
it's amateur hour.
It is.
It is. It really is. But I thank you for taking the time to come in
You're
and talk to
very
us.
welcome. You're anytime. And
we're-
tomorrow, if I can help you, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to set up here and we're going to film the judging table. But if it's okay with you, we're going to post a link to the IBCA page.
That's fine. That's fine.
And if anybody has any questions, definitely reach out to the IBCA.
Well, anybody that's
yeah.
thinking about even doing a cook-off for their volunteer fire department, the VFW, the American Legion, or your kids' softball teams, or whatever, anybody that needs to raise funds, please call our office at IBCA.
Yeah.
And if you're in North Texas, they're going to send you to me, and I'm going to be your contact. And believe me, I'm coming to help you guys
because
out.
far be it that we don't need any reason in Texas to cook a brisket.
No,
but
no.
give us a cause.
And a reason and some
Yeah,
extra
give us
money.
a cause and to say, hey, it's it's good for the community, it's good for the veterans, it's good for the kids. it's fundraising. You're going to get people to come out and cook, and it's a good thing.
And you're going to have a good time.
And yeah, the good time is built into it.
And you know, even if they come up here, they can go out and talk with the cooks. These cooks are very gracious about, you know, what are you doing? How can I cook this? What should I be doing? You know, these cooks are very, very giving of information.
Right, and I was talking to James when I had him and his wife here, talking to them. I'm a fat cap down guy, you know, and he's like, oh yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, there are those people that like to cook with the fat cap up, and it's like, you only cook for competitions, don't you? You're going for that pull. No, if you do it right, you trim it just enough of that, the fat will render, soak up into the meat, especially if you rest it the right way. When you recut it for presentation, it's going to do everything that you need it to do, and it's not going to be that dry. There are people who hate the word moist. I'm not one of them. My girlfriend is. She hates that word, and so does her sister. I love them both. But you just have to use that word when you're talking about barbecue.
Well, and the other thing is that pull that KCBS does, we don't do that. We want it where you don't have to use that knife.
Where you take that
it.
plastic fork and it shreds. Yeah, exactly. And that was the one thing, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 entries that first year, that I remembered. It was just like, you take that fork and go to pick that slice out, and it just like, whoop. Oh, okay. So you just stab at it instead of trying to scoop it.
You know, that's to me, and to Texas True Barbecue, is you don't need a knife to slice it. You can just take that plastic fork, be it a good one or a little old cheap clean one.
Because you should be able to just pick at a brisket.
And make you a cut in 2 cuts and pick it up with your fork. Sometimes it picks up, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know? But you know,
just
even
as long
if
as we
it
don't have
doesn't,
to eat it with a spoon, we are okay. I mean, if anything, just reach in there with some tongs.
or take that knife and saw on it.
Oh yeah, no. Now I'm not gonna lie. Some of my briskets at the house with my stick burner, I've had some pretty tough ones, and that's just because I missed a step or I had the temp too high. And it's just being able to see what these cooks out here do on a consistent basis, week in and week out. They get the same results, and it blows my mind. So I mean, that's the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to tomorrow as I'm doing my walk-arounds, is just looking at their method and just kind of soaking all that up. Because not only am I here in an official capacity and unofficial capacity with the podcast and the post, I'm out here, I'm going to be a sponge tomorrow, because I'm going to take that stuff home and I'm going to be like, okay, I need to replicate that. And if, in no way, shape, form, or fashion do I even think I could even hang on a level with these people. But
it's hard to replicate it every week. It depends on the quality of meat.
It does, yeah.
One brisket may take it. There's their injections, their seasoning, and the next one may not. I mean, it's do you buy a cheap one, or do you spend $200 or $250 to buy that big one?
Have you heard about the Wagyu briskets that they've got out there?
That's the $200 to $250 briskets.
I couldn't even imagine.
And people don't really realize that when me and my husband, when we pull off and he's cooking, we are looking at $500 right off the bat.
Yeah, and that's what James and his wife said, yeah.
Fuel for the motorhome, spices, and everything else. We're pulling down the driveway. We've now got $500 invested.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's pretty tight.
Now, one question that I do have, we've got these cooks and teams, and you and your husband, you're out the door $500 before you get to the end of the driveway. And I know that there's the circuit, the cooks acquire points over the course of the season. I guess the person with the most points at the end of the year, they're the grand champion of the year, right?
Well, in our organization, we have the top 10 for the whole state, and then we have 5 regions, which our region is Region 1.
Right.
We also have the top 10 in that region. The top 5 in Region 1 will receive a prize. The top 10 in the state of Texas, they're going to receive a chair that says IBCA top 10 for 2020-21 and an extra $1,000.
Okay, so there's cash
some incentives.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Now,
to
get that chair and that money, they may have spent $30,000 or $40,000.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not necessarily something that you can do for a living. It's,
no.
I mean, unlike other sports like racing or anything like that. I mean, you're in tens of thousands of dollars in hopes of getting to an area where you can make that money back.
Partially.
This is pure love of the game.
Love of the game. Love of the
for the
court.
thrill of the competition, and it's mostly about the camaraderie, and that's
There
the
you
one.
go.
That's the one overwhelming theme that I've seen mentioned throughout everybody that I've talked to so far. Is it's about hanging out, cooking with your buddies, and drinking beer.
There you go. There you
And
go.
I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. But yeah, but definitely, thank you for taking the time to sit
oh,
down
you're
with
very
us.
welcome. You're very, very welcome.
And you know, we're going to be out here tomorrow. We're going to shoot some more footage, and you know, we're looking forward to a really great event tomorrow. But mostly, we're looking forward to the fun.
And that's the one thing that a lot of these young cooks that we have, they think it's a business with them. Well, this didn't start out as a business. It started out as a fundraiser for different organizations to have fun, to get together on the weekends. And I don't know if James and Erica mentioned it earlier, but this is our family.
Yeah, they
We
did.
are
Yeah,
family.
that was one word that they did mention was family.
And a lot of people don't realize that me and my husband, we're the older generation, and we're starting to kind of phase out, and we've got these new cooks coming in, and we've took a bunch of them under our wing, and they get out of line and say, don't be doing that now, you know. And
Isn't it? It's kind of refreshing though to be able to watch and see some of these younger cooks that you've mentored, and as they start to step up and they start to fill those leadership roles. It really has to give you peace of mind, knowing that as you phase yourself out and you start to step away from it, that it's in good hands.
We're working to leave it what we came into.
Leave it better than you found it.
Leave it better than we found it, and like there's some kids here today. I call them kids because they're so much younger than us, and they're younger
Right.
than my kids.
Hey, I'm 43, and when I talk to these vets that are like 20 something,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, they're just like, oh God, I feel old. I'm like, you know what? Shut up.
Well, I got to tell you something, baby. I got a 26-year-old kid. I mean, a 46-year-old.
It's like I was jumping out of airplanes when you were in diapers.
Or
Lee,
wasn't even born.
Yeah, it's like,
And that's what we tell them.
yeah,
you
you
know?
weren't a glint in the corner of your dad's eye yet.
Yeah.
So just don't
And,
talk about being old yet.
And that's the thing that we want to instill in these young cooks. You know, we're old, we're getting older, and I hate to say it, but a few more years and we're going to be done. And we're just going to be sitting back and saying, oh, they got to cook up in Wichita Falls. Let's drive up and get a room and go out and just hang out with them or something. We're not going to totally leave them. We're going to be there. And, you know, and like I said, in another year, I will term out as regional director. Well, I've got some guys that I'm working with right now, and I'm saying, I'm leaving. You need to step up, and I will help you step up.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing, is that we're not totally leaving them high and dry. We're still here for them.
Yeah,
and we will
absolutely.
always be here for them.
You know, and it's funny, because I had to have your husband's help to get you on camera,
Yeah.
and I told you 5 minutes. We're looking at 21 minutes
Oh
right
my
now.
God. But I've enjoyed talking to you. I mean, I hope I didn't totally
No,
overwhelm the
you didn't. No, if anything else, you're making it easier for my co-host to edit the videos together.
Yeah.
But again, thank you so much.
You're very, very
I'm gonna get out of
welcome.
here. I'm gonna get to the house myself because tomorrow's gonna be a
Bring
long
a beer
day.
out there now. You don't want to leave.
But I've got whiskey at the house.
Oh, no whiskey. I'm a beer person.
I got whiskey and beer at the house.
Yeah.
So, but
Drink water tomorrow. All you guys cook and drink water tomorrow.
yeah,
You come out
hydrate. Well, we got to shoot the shit for a minute and watch a helicopter come in and land. Sit there, wish that I was hanging from a rappel rope or getting ready to do a chopper blast or something, but nope. Old broke ass is here on the ground with y'all, walking around. Cool ass trailers and rigs going on out here. Howdy, folks. Still got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Good morning. Anything before 12,
Yes.
I gotta watch.
You can consider it still morning.
Yep. Oh, that looks so good. Smells good. Oh my. I remember this one. Why not? Trying to stay here. Yeah, I like this guy's hat. Hold on just a second. You know, I saw that from a distance, and I have to show you. I really like your hat, man.
Okay, we're here for a second.
Oh, see? There you go. There you go.
The best shrine there is.
It's Mecca.
Where to, sir?
Where to? That's a great question. Where anywhere the wind blows. Second star on the right, straight on till morning. If you don't get that reference, then you're too young for this show.
I'm over than you are.
No, I was talking to the people on the camera.
Oh, okay.
Morning, people. Wave high. It's a drive-by filming. Semper Fi, brother.
Thank you.
Oh, look at this guy right here. I like that. Yeah. Giga Maggies. Woo! It's always fun busting people's ass about things. Smile. There you go. That was our gratuitous, I don't know what you want to call him. First first sergeant's of the or first sergeant's calendar entry. There we go. Oh Lord, this thing needs to do a oomph, doesn't it?
I mean, it'll get up and go.
Oh, so now you're just idling over everything.
I'm literally just idling. It'll go 60 miles an hour. Tear it. Go for it.
Oh, see, we didn't plan that accordingly. That was a fail.
It's all right.
Oh shit! There we go. See, look at that there.
Should still be a lighter too.
Lighters.
No, that's a cutter.
That's a cutter.
Lighter's about the size of it. There it is. Yep, actually that's a good spot for it.
Woohoo! Get her! Yeah, get some. Yeah, get it. Woohoo! You've been officially entered into you're our submission for Sexy First Sergeants of the Year calendar.
I'm just spreading hatred and miscontent.
As long as you smell like whiskey and bacon.
Oh man, you're right up my alley
What you looking
there.
for?
My phone. Oh, you're sitting on it. Perfect.
Wave high. How we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm out here seeing what kind of trouble I can get into with this thing. And then just go just like that. That's perfect.
You know what we need to try is next year we need to get actually a vendor out here cook up some pork and sell sandwiches. Because everybody keeps asking me.
Throckmorton stuff?
Well, they ask where can we get the brisket sandwich at and all that. Yeah. Well, we got to go talk to them over there. So we need to learn. Maybe Kenny said he'll do some pork butts or whatever. Because people coming out here for the brisket and all that, they don't give a shit about the competition.
Yeah.
You know. So I hope we don't put a sour mouth in people's mouth, you know, sour taste. So think about that next time.
Yeah.
Hamburgers and hot dogs don't pass for a barbecue cook-off.
No, they don't.
So.
Of course, people could always sign up to be judges.
There you go.
Well, next year they're limited to 5 judges.
Really? Okay, yeah.
I'm amazed that everybody going to these barrel smokers.
Yeah.
That's a new trend, I guess.
I'm scared to try them, man, because of the direct heat.
Well, I'll get one and let you try it and see how it works out.
We'll start with something simple, like
There you go.
rack of ribs or something.
Go, hey, where's the riders from?
American Legion, Sanger.
Oh, okay, cool. They took a little bit of a trip. They were off 35. So I'm just glad to see people out and about.
Yeah.
You'll build slowly. We just got to airstream it a little bit.
Howdy, howdy.
How you doing?
Park anywhere you like. I'm looking to help Mark. Yeah.
Is he out here to try to bust our nuts about this?
No. We knew they were coming.
Okay.
We ain't selling anything first time.
Well, we're selling hot dogs and hamburgers, but
Yeah.
we knew he was coming today.
Okay, well, we'll know what to expect
We
next time.
definitely want to let somebody inside know.
Yeah. Tally ho. Clear? Door, bumper, clear. Clear, clear, clear. All the way around. All the way around. Close enough to noon. Afternoon, young.
How you doing?
Done.
We start with 10 and go up to 1. Okay. Ranch Hogue, Smoking Mafia. Eight, 38817. 38817. I needed you for backup and you went off on me. Who's back there? I know. Bubba Garrett, Twisted Pit Blisters. I can never say that. Seven, 38819. 38819. Smoking Cajun. Do y'all want to do these?
Yes. Dennis? Or where's Dennis at? Or Kenny? Kenny! 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 Front and center. I know, but I need you to hand out those awards. Get up there, you. It's your birthday. Happy birthday! Hey!
Okay, 1, 2, 3 is getting these ammo boxes with your place and what all like that. And third place is $136. 38877. I think these are kind of valuable little items nowadays, aren't they?
Separate for fellas.
Kale Hope, Jarhead, Cube.
Oh, double dog.
Tell them the money's in that bin.
I did.
Okay.
Second at $250, 38939. I know you need an ammo. James Dobson, Lamb Brisket Barbecue. And first place gets this and this bucket of stuff. Bud Light stuff. Looks pretty good. Bucket of Bud Light. First place chicken, 38815. Mike Burning Barbecue. Oh, Mike, I forgot.
Judy. Yes, the lake will be open next year.
The lake next year, you guys. I mean, this year. So if you're coming back, we'll get to park over there on the water
Yes,
side.
we'll be on the water.
First come, first served.
Yeah. All right, we only ran one table because there were 17. This is 17 to 11. 38876, 38940, 38941, 38818, 38942, 38938, 38874. Final table chicken. Tenth place ribs. 10th place ribs, 38754. Mike Burning Barbecue. Burning Barbecue. Nine, 38867. Brian Thompson, Blue Hammer Smokers. barbecue. Seven, 78824. 78824. Yes, sir. I might have said 7. You never know with me.
I know, I need to come back to the question.
Yep, that's you. Greg Phillips. Six, 38829. Stephen Powell, Ugly Drum Smoker, Texas. All right, number 5, 3808. 38808. Ray Crow. Fourth, one out of the money. 28888. 28888. Randy Burkhart, Rockin' R Barbecue. Third, 38982. 38982. Bubba Garrett. All right, second, 38807. 38807. Got 2 boxes there. James Dobson. Great job. Wouldn't like 136. First, don't forget the bucket. 38998. 38998. Let's call the short man. Danny. Thank you, Danny. Alright, 17th on ribs on up to 11. 38983, 38871, 38827, 38826, 38755, 38811, 38575. Final table of ribs. Fifth place brisket, duck and pools. Nine, 3, 8, 8, 6, 8. Your first cook-off ever. This is the very first one y'all have ever done. Oh, great. All right.
Thank you.
Harlan. What? Harlan Kearney, Two Brothers Barbecue. Eight. 3, 8, 9, 8, 9. Seven, 3, 8, 9, 8, 8. Mike Vernon. Six, 3, 8, 3, no, excuse me, 3, 8, 9, 8, 7. 38, 9, 87. All right. Grant's Hope. Fifth, 3, 8, 8, 7, 2. Come on in. Good faith, good faith. 3, 8, 8, 7, 2. Made you look twice, didn't it? Doug Burrow Grillbillies.
Oh, you went out the door.
Four, 3, 8, 8, 2, 5. 3, 8, 8, 2, 5. Randy Burkhart. Third, ammo box and money in that koozie. 3, 8, 8, 6, 9. Ammo boxes. James Dobson. Second, 3, 8, 7, 5, 8. Alright, we have 13 in the beans. We took 13. We only have 13. Do you want me to read 13 up or 10 up? 12 down. Thanks. We're paying 3 monies. You don't have to get up, but when I get to 10, you got to get up. 13. The last 4 numbers are 4714. Don't get up. 12. 4693. Don't get up. 11. 4719. Put your hand down. I don't care. I just thought you could have cooked better beans than that, James. All right, now you got to get up and talk to me. 10, 4717, 4717. There you are. Can you see who it is, Walter? What? You know who that is?
Two Brothers Barbecue.
Two Brothers Barbecue. Harold Jernigan.
Marlon Turney.
Yeah. We're close. 9, 4716, 4716. Those yours? Or Rance? Rance Hope. 8, 4720. Ray Crow. 7, 4690. Did you hear me better? Yes. Welcome. Greg Phillips. 64711. Randy Burkhart. 4th, and you can kiss your sister. You're one out of the money. 4692.
Oh, wait.
Kevin Conrady. Third and $111 and a spoon. 4712. 4712.
There we are.
Doug Barrel. Smart ass. Second and I can't remember how much money. There's some money up in there. I don't know how much.
I think it was like $70.
I think it is $70. I think Doug, you had 40. Wasn't it 40? 111? All right, $70. 4715. Brooke Vernon. You don't have to take that from that peanut section. There you go. There you go. First place at $111. This Bud Light 10 in that spoon. 470. Oh, don't nobody get up and leave until we call out the top 10, because if you do, I will call you out. Kiki's taught me a good lesson. 4, 7, 1, 3. Go get your money, Randy. Randy Burkhart. Randy, you got your stuff. Yeah. No, we got Randy. You want to read something in that, Walker? Oh, don't say that. Don't. God, don't say that. Are you kidding me?
Please stand by. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
10th place with 11 points was Kale Hope, Jarhead Q. Listen up! Yeah. 9th place with 11 points, Greg Phillips, Spoken Cajun. 8th place, 11 points, Raymond Crow, Sticky Fingers. 7th place, 11 points, Bubba Garrett, Twisted Pisters. 6th with 12, Brian Thompson, Blue Hammer Smokers. 5th place, 14 points, Randy Burkhart, Rockin' R Barbecue. 4th place, 15 points, Mike Vernon, Burnin'.
That's a mouthful.
3rd place with 19 points, Benny Koger, Short Rim Drum Smoker. Reserve Grand Champ with 19 points, Stephen Powell, Ugly Drum Smoker.
Get it on.
Did you change your address to Region 1?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Got your coin.
I got the coin in my box.
All right, we have a coin to give to the Grand Champ. I don't know this guy, but his name is James Dotson. Flint Brisket. 26 points. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you, American Legion.